Other matters. 8.1, a proclamation for the Oregon Filmmaker Designation, Marker Designation for Downtown Klamath Falls, and Kurt Lutke. Thank you for all of your work and efforts. This is exciting. I have a proclamation.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the council's assistance with this. I'm Kurt Liedtke. I'm the executive director of Klamath Film. I'm here live. I am not a cat. Uh, so I came in front of you several months ago with an idea for a way to utilize our film heritage and our ongoing efforts to expand film production in the Klamath Basin as a tie-in with tourism. We conducted a fundraising campaign that was successful thanks to your support, as well as several individuals in this room and other organizations in Klamath County. We were approved through the Oregon Film Office for a historic marker. We have since received that marker, and Public Works will be installing it on Main Street in the coming days if they have not already done so. We're very excited about this. These markers, this will be the 33rd placed in the state of Oregon, only the 3rd in Southern Oregon. And they have proven statewide that these are an absolute draw of tourism to every community that they have them. The Chamber of Commerce, KFDA, KCDA, everyone's ecstatic about this for the potential, especially since this quite literally puts Klamath Falls on the map. And we are the end of the trail, or the start of the trail based on perspective. Travel Oregon is planning film-related trips that people can go on statewide to experience all the different places where films of historic significance were shot throughout the state. So Phoenix, Oregon, filmed in 2018 in Klamath Falls, has been approved for a marker, and we will be installing that formally with an unveiling on Saturday, February 27th. It'll be a day-long celebration where we will have an unveiling ceremony outside of the Daily Bagel at 1 o'clock, and I would invite either the mayor or a council member to be one of our featured speakers for that. We will have some speakers virtually, some in person. We'll be doing a Q&A with the filmmakers and the producers behind it. We'll be doing a screening of the film at the Ross Ragland at 2 o'clock, and how amazing is it that we can say that we can see a movie in a theater again? I'm very excited about that. In fact, I found out this afternoon with my other day job that Pelican Cinemas is opening this Friday.
Oh.
And so they already have a list of films I'm planning to binge this weekend. So it's great to see our theaters reopening, and the fact that not just us, but other organizations are working towards presenting some arts and entertainment to our community again. So we'll be doing a screening of the film, and afterwards I am currently working on confirming some of the actors who appeared in the film to also do a Q&A with us at 4 o'clock. So we'll be having a full day of celebration of film heritage and hopefully film future in the Klamath Basin.
Excellent. Kurt, if you would like to come up here, and I have this proclamation, and basically I'll just, we really appreciate what you have done. So be it known, proclaiming these Klamath facts about Phoenix, Oregon, and the historical significance of the filmmaker in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Whereas Phoenix, Oregon was filmed in Klamath Falls in 2008 with mostly local crew and supporting cast. Whereas Phoenix, Oregon was the 11th major film to be shot in Klamath County. Whereas the film was shot in Klamath Falls after the director met with local producers while attending the annual Klamath Independent Film Festival. Whereas the scenes were primarily shot at these local Klamath Falls businesses, the Daily Bagel, Italiana's Restaurante, Haskell's Bowling Alley, Fire Server, and Silver Tip Mobile Home Park. Whereas in March of 2020, and in its first week of theatrical release, the film became the #1 film in America. Whereas Klamath Falls Film Marker is the 33rd historical marker placed around the state in recognition of a significant film created in the state of Oregon, and it is only the 3rd to be placed in Southern Oregon. Whereas the marker's construction was entirely funded through the donations from local residents and organizations, including Discover Klamath, CASIDA, Klamath Falls Downtown Association, and Klamath Film. Whereas markers are designated by the Oregon Film Office only when the film of historic or significant relevance to Oregon's film heritage is deemed worthy of recognition, and a community effort in support of the Oregon Film Trail program is confirmed. Whereas the markers are actively promoting as drivers of tourism by the state, and they identify Oregon's region as being part of film-friendly Oregon culture that recognizes the importance of filmmaking for its economic and cultural benefits to local communities. Whereas the markers will soon be identified with a digital trail for film fans to follow throughout the state, thereby increasing visitors to Klamath Falls downtown corridor. And therefore, I, Carol Westfall, Mayor of the City of Klamath Falls, do hereby proclaim February 27, 2021 as Oregon Film Trail Marker Designation Day, and encourage the citizens of Klamath Falls to support the upcoming event Saturday, February 27th, starting at 1 p.m. outside of the Daily Bagel, with a screening of the film at Ross Raglan Theater commencing at 2 p.m., and question and answer with the cast at 4 p.m., along with the community opportunities to have films produced locally or simply celebrating events promoting within the City of Klamath Falls, not only on this day but throughout the years to come. And this is signed Mayor Carol Westfall, February 16th, 2021. And I want to thank you so much for all of this.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Okay.
One quick note of explanation, because I have been asked this repeatedly. How is it that a film shot in Klamath Falls became the #1 film in America? So, as what happens with many films, they're produced on an independent budget, and then the filmmakers seek out a distribution deal to get it into national theaters, and films get signed on. That's a big purpose for festivals, is to essentially shop films to potentially be distributed out. So the filmmakers, who are based in Ashland, literally took Phoenix, Oregon on the road cross-country in 2019 in an RV, driving cross-country to film festivals to show the film. They eventually signed a distribution deal for the film to be released in the middle of March of 2020 to theaters nationally, the week that every theater in the country was shut down because of COVID.
Oh my gosh.
However, they did something that now we think of as commonplace. Most films, because of COVID, when they're released in theaters, because so few theaters are open, they're also simultaneously releasing them as video on demand online and on services like HBO Max and whatnot. That wasn't the case in March of last year. It was very rare, but they did that. As such, Phoenix, Oregon was the only film in the country to qualify for box office revenue for their week of release. Therefore, by default, in the immortal words of Homer Simpson, default, the two greatest words in the English language, by default, Phoenix, Oregon was the only film eligible in its week of release for domestic box office revenue, and therefore was the #1 movie in America. Oh. For 1 week, we had a film that was the #1 movie in America. It's also the lowest grossing #1 film in history. So I've talked to the filmmakers repeatedly. They should have a trophy or something made for that too. But that's the reason why. So Phoenix, Oregon, for that crazy story of being the #1 film in America, that's why we were approved for a marker of historic significance.
Great story.
I was going to say that's coming to a Trivia Pursuit board game soon.
Oh, it will be.
Thank you very much
Thank
for this,
you.
and thank you for your support in pursuing this program. We really appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you now. So is Eric Osterberg